Before we start this video, I just want to tell you guys that the Rubber Duckies are coming. February 19th, the second annual Rubber Duckies Awards by the Cinema Squad will be here live on Lost in the Real. All the info is in the description below, and your voice needs to be heard. So make sure you go down in the description and you vote for the very best in film in 2022.
And television.
And television. And television.
To the races.
We are back for our third predictions and our final nomination predictions for the Oscars before the nominations morning on Tuesday. Guys, we are close. I think these will be the closest we will get to the actual predictions compared to when we first started back in October.
Yeah.
How confident are we in our list, Shawn?
You know, I'm pretty confident, and it's funny because I'm looking back now at our older videos, and I'm like, there were a couple of things that we were on track with, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that we were calling months ago and that are kind of coming to fruition now. So I feel confident-ish, but there's always going to be surprises when the nominations come out on Tuesday.
Dan, are you lacking that confidence? Are you even more confident than Shawn is? How are you feeling?
No, I'm confident-ish, I'll say, like Shawn. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have some surprises, but I am confident in definitely a few choices, like I think everyone is, probably. Yeah.
So I say confident-ish is right here, super confidence right here, and I'm like here, like right there. not right in the middle, not there yet, but I'm like right above. Like I'm a bit confident, but you just never know, man, because I know things are going to get snubbed. I know there are going to be surprises. And if there's not, that's a surprise in and of itself. So let's start off, guys, with our 5 nominations, our predictions for Best Original Screenplay.
Yes.
We're going to start off with me. My list looks very similar to Shawn's list back in October. Because of my 5, I have Everything Everywhere All at Once. I have The Banshees of Inisherin. I have The Fabelmans. I have Tar. And at number 5, I have Triangle of Sadness. Mm-hmm. That is the one that I've had an issue with the last couple of months. What is that number 5 going to be? Shawn, at the very beginning, you said Triangle of Sadness. And I even said around Golden Globe reactions that you just put it there. But if you put it in now, it's a smart play. And I'm going to be a smart player here.
Yeah.
Triangle of Sadness, I think it is a 99%. You can be 99% sure it's going to make it into original screenplay, I think. What are your thoughts?
I think you're 100% correct because it's in my 5th slot too.
Ooh!
Not that I'm happy about it. But I mean, the script is probably one of the better things about the film, I guess, in some places. But I would love to have seen like Decision to Leave on here or After Sun being talked about for this. But I do think Triangle of Sadness gets that 5th slot.
I think that After Sun needed this nomination for me to then predict it in another category that's coming up.
Yeah.
Dan, what about movies like Elvis? Elvis is something that started really gaining momentum toward the end of the season. Mm-hmm. Some people even have Elvis as their number 5. I don't think that's necessarily the smartest move, but I get it. What about you, Dan?
No, because Triangle of Sadness is also my number 5. And Elvis is not on there. But yeah, no, it has been picking up a little steam. But yeah, I agree. I don't think it'd be the smartest. I can't see Elvis getting in here.
I just don't think Elvis's screenplay is the best thing about that movie.
Yeah. Same here.
There's a lot of other categories that it's going to be nominated in, but for screenplay, I don't see it.
Yeah, I think above the line wise, many people think that, of course, the acting and some even the direction is better than the script itself. Quickly though, do we all have the same 5?
Yeah,
I have
probably.
five in that
Shawn,
one.
let's go to you real quick, Shawn. What's your 5 look like? How's your ranking?
As much as it kills me, my number 1 is The Banshees of Inisherin. Even though I did just recently watch it again and I liked it a lot more. That's a movie you watch it on a second viewing or third viewing, you get a more appreciation for it, I think. So the number 2 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Number 3 is Tar. Number 4 is The Fabelmans, and number 5 is Triangle of Sadness.
Wow, number 4 is Fabelmans?
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, that dropped for you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, when it comes to predicting a winner in the next month and a half or so, there's a good chance that I may move on to Banshees, considering how the Guild Awards go and how BAFTAs go. I may end up going for Banshees. Just because they won the Golden Globe. I'm just not there yet with Banshees. Because Everything Everywhere got it at the Critics' Choice. So it could go either way when it comes to the ranking there.
Wait, did it get Critics' Choice?
Everything Everywhere swept Critics' Choice.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Best. Yep.
Dan, how's your ranking look like? What's taking top prize here?
Mine is the exact same as yours, John.
Okay.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
Do you align with me though that with time could Banshees be number 1?
Yes, 100%. It was very, very close. But I was like, no, I want to hold out hope for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Not that my predictions dictate what's going to win, but I think, yes, over time, Banshees could get up there. And I want to watch it again as well. I haven't seen it the second time. But,
yeah. I want to hold out hope that Everything Everywhere All at Once gets another, like a screenplay or a director. Like one of those. I don't feel like it's going to get all 3, though. I feel like they're going to spread the love a little bit. And that's why I'm putting Banshees in screenplay, just because that is such a good screenplay.
You're right there. A lot of people even say when it comes to the director race that McDonough is not even as strong because Banshees is more of a writer's film than a director's film. There's a huge chance that Banshees gets this in the end. But yeah, we got to hold on hope for our favorite film, Everything Everywhere All at Once. But we can't lie to ourselves here, guys. But Banshees is a great script and it's won awards already. We got to see how the guilds go. We got to see how BAFTA goes, like I said.
I will say, though, I do think Banshees and Everything, it's either one of those.
Yeah,
right
I don't know. I'll be surprised if Fabelman surprises or if Tar surprises. Not that Tar's a bad script, but I'll be surprised if it ends up winning Oscar night.
Yeah. But we all have the same 5.
yeah.
All same 5.
Yeah.
But we have the same 5 for Best Adapted Screenplay. This is one of the ones that from the very beginning we said it was all over the place. It was that wild card category. So Shawn, I'm curious, how's yours look like?
Okay, so Best Adapted Screenplay. Hoi. My number 1 is Women Talking still, even though I just don't know where its Oscar chances are. I don't know if that's a lock anymore for number 1, but I'm still sticking with number 1 for Women Talking. Number 2, The Whale. 3, Glass Onion. 4 is All Quiet on the Western Front. And 5, I'm sticking with She Said.
Ooh, She Said. Talk to me about She Said.
I think it needs to get some love somewhere. This is a movie that came and went, and it unfortunately just fizzled out. I don't think people might have been ready to see this film just yet, but it is a good movie, and the script is the best part of it, in my opinion. So I'm going to stick with She Said.
Ooh, some good choices there. I liked how you mentioned that we're not exactly sure where Women Talking is this awards race, but they got, I think they got snubbed out of BAFTA for best screenplay. They lost at the Critics' Choice. It's fizzling out in almost everything, and it seems that this is its best shot at the Oscars
It
this year.
did win Best Adapted Screenplay at Critics' Choice.
It did.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It did win at Critics' Choice, but everywhere else, it's.
Didn't it win also? Oh no! Banshees won screenplay at Golden Globes.
Yeah, because I think they just do the
Screenplay.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to see how it does again in other award shows.
Exactly. And with Critics' Choice too, we always have to remember, like, we can't go by the critics. The critics are a lot different than, the Academy.
Yeah, 100%. These industry awards, that's what the Oscars is. It is the biggest of industry awards. We have to look at our industry awards. We can look at our critics awards, and we can be happy for what wins and be sad for what loses. But in the end, these industry awards will tell us the direction that things are going to be taking.
100%.
Let's see where it goes. Dan, what does your list look like?
So I have similar to Shawn, but a different order. 1 is Woman Talking. 2 is The Whale. 3 is She Said.
Oh.
4 is Glass Onion. And 5 is All Quiet on the Western.
Nice. Yeah, different order, but you still have the same here. We're predicting nominations, so at this point, it doesn't really matter where order goes,
right?
Until we get our winners lined up. So you guys are tied up right now. It's the same 5 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just changed All Quiet on the Western Front in there because it's been doing better, at everything than I expected. And it's a good movie, so I'm happy. But
yeah. I'll be honest, I had Living in mind.
Okay.
But I just think that there needs to be a way for She Said to go in here. So in the same way, we all share the same 5 again for adapted screenplay.
Yes.
I do. I wanted to put Living in there because I see Living also being nominated for another award. But then I'm thinking, I feel like Bill Nye, for example, will get there. But I think he's getting in with... If nothing else needs to be nominated, I think Bill Nye's getting in. I think that's the type of performance that branch goes for. So it doesn't need another win to coattail off of. What is a film that I'd love to see in the same vein of A Worst Person in the World last year? That's She Said.
Yeah.
So my ranking real quick is number 1, I have Women Talking as well. It's so weird how it has been plummeting, but I do think the screenplay is incredible. I think it is so strong. It is solid writing from Sarah Polley here, and I still see it. But my number 2 could come up and bite it right on its butt. That's The Whale for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's The Whale, and I have some problems with The Whale's writing.
I do too.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. But it could come up and bite it. At number 3. I have Glass Onion. Number 4, All Quiet on the Western Front, and then number 5 is She Said.
Nice. So we have the same.
Yeah.
Vibe. Yeah. I think All Quiet on the Western Front can sneak in there and take it too. Like, honestly, none of these are strong enough that I'm like, it's going to win. Like how I used to feel about Women Talking, I don't feel like that anymore. I do feel like there's a chance that any of these could win.
Not She Said, unfortunately.
Okay,
I don't see She Said. I don't see it. I want to see it nominated. I'll be happy if it gets nominated. I don't see the win for She Said. I see a win more for Women Talking. The other four. I definitely see a win for the other 4. Do you see a win for She Said here, possibly, Dan?
I think that would be my least one, even though I put it as 3. I just because I do want to see it nomination at least. But I think that'd be my least one to think would win. And I almost actually had Top Gun Maverick still in this. But I don't see it. It's not doing well anymore. It wasn't. Yeah.
I have the screenplay for Top Gun Maverick in the same camp as Avatar's screenplay.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in my honorable mentions, but I don't see it in the top 5. Yeah, that's for sure. All right, we got writing done.
Yes.
It's time for acting because we're going to predict our predictions. You like that? For Best Supporting Actor, guys. Best Supporting Actor here. We're going to start with Dan this time. Dan, what are your predictions for Best Supporting Actor?
1 is Ke-Huy Quan. 2 is Barry Keoghan. 3 is Paul Dano. 4, Brendan Gleeson. And 5, Brad Pitt.
Whoa, Brendan Gleeson went all the way down for you.
Yeah, I know. He just hasn't been... Paul Dano's been doing better than I expected, right? He won Somebody
I
was
don't
saying.
know.
Or
I
at
don't
least
know.
he's been doing better in the award, like he'd be nominated.
Yeah.
Nomination.
Getting
list.
nominated.
So I put him up there, and Brendan Gleeson hasn't been doing as great, as I probably expected a couple months back.
Okay, so Hirsch is not on your
No,
site right now.
no, and he was really good, but it was one scene,
Yeah.
It could happen, but
Yeah.
I don't see it either, dude. I really don't. And Paul Dano's not my favorite thing about the Fablemans, but Fablemans I think needs some nominations here. I do see Paul Dano getting a nomination for supporting actor, so that's a good one. I'm still rolling on Brendan Gleeson for you. Wow, I was almost scared you were gonna snub him.
No.
But Shawn, you said wow. Was that for Gleeson or for Pitt?
For Pitt.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think Pitt is great in Babylon. I don't see that happening. I don't know why. I don't see it.
Here's my argument for that. Before I even get to my list, my argument is that Brad Pitt was forefront. Shawn, you were watching live the Golden Globes. He was the Will Smith of that ceremony. He was always
He
on
didn't slap
camera.
anybody, but yeah.
It's a good thing he didn't slap anybody. But he was always on camera. I think there is a markability factor to Brad Pitt. Regardless of what you thought of his performance, you think of Brad Pitt as like this mega star. And are people going to vote off of that mega star status alone? Yeah, absolutely. There's 10,000 members in the Academy. Of course, people are going to vote for Brad Pitt because he's a mega star, because he's a well-known name in Hollywood. Of course, people are voting for him. And I think that's how he could get there. I do. With allegations and
it wasn't
everything.
That he just kept being shown on the Golden Globes. Like, they kept bringing his name up. Like, everyone was bringing Brad Pitt's name up. So that's a really interesting point, John.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't have him in my 5. But I can see it. Here's my 5.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, that's for sure.
Yes. Here's my 5. Best supporting actor, I have Ke Huy Quan. Number 2, I have Brendan Gleeson. Number 3, I have Barry Keoghan. Number 4, I have Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. And number 5, I have Paul Dano for The Fablemans. I have Paul Dano at number 5, again, for the reasons I mentioned before, Dan. But it's just like, I don't really care for that performance, but I can see Fablemans getting in there for a nomination.
He was my favorite. Well, I won't say favorite. He was the most grounded performance. Everyone else
was the most grounded, yeah. Everyone else was on a different melodramatic playing field.
And Gabriel LaBelle, he had like one melodramatic scene, and then he was pretty good the rest of the time. But Paul Dano was like not really melodramatic.
I can agree with your points. Good points, Dan. I have Gleeson at 2 because he has won some awards. He's won some Critics Awards back in the end of 2022. So I got Gleeson at 2. At least he won some. I don't think Keoghan has won any, but I see Keoghan getting in with his co-star. Eddie Redmayne, guys, this is something that I thought was a Ben Affleck in the Tender Bar when it first got nominated. I thought it was that. But then he kept getting nominated for other stuff. And he's nominated for SAG, got nominated for Critics, got nominated for Golden Globe. That's nuts to me. And everybody that says it's like, oh, well, Ben Affleck in the Tender Bar was weird. Like, it's not like he was bad or anything. People are saying, well, Redmayne was really good in The Good Nurse.
Yes.
He was phenomenal in that movie. That's what people are saying. I haven't seen the movie. So I think it's making it to the Oscars. I think Redmayne is making it to the Oscars. I don't see Hirsch going in there.
No.
Pitt, dude, and I'll tell you why. I made an argument for Pitt, but let me make an argument against Pitt. Babylon.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I love Babylon. Okay, it's not personal. It's not personal. Babylon is my number 2 film of the year. I love it. Babylon is way too divisive right now.
Yeah.
Way too divided. Dude, if women talking, Jessie Buckley and Claire Foy, were right down the middle amongst voters, Babylon is the same way. And we may not even see those women talking girls get nominated. We expect Pitt to get nominated? Maybe. You can use my other argument if you'd like to, but I don't see it because of Babylon.
Yeah, the movie itself, not because of the performance.
Yeah, not because of the performance. But you know, another argument people could say is that they do have Babylon getting in some craft categories. There's good arguments both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him for your first argument for him. That's why I had him, because of his star power. I almost put Eddie Redmayne though in that spot.
I almost see Eddie Redmayne, man. Former lead actor winner Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Shawn.
Fantastic Beasts.
Shawn, what about you?
Kehui Kwan, number 1. I think that's self-explanatory. That's what's going to happen. Barry Keoghan is my number 2. I think he has just risen up the ranks. I think he continues to get nominated everywhere. He's one of the most memorable things about that movie. I have Brendan Gleeson, number 3. Paul Dano, number 4, and Eddie Redmayne, number 5.
Yes, Shawn, we have the same 5, baby.
I'm a little confused about the Eddie Redmayne thing. I also haven't seen the entire film. I started watching it, but it's just so out of left field. But I know everyone loves Eddie Redmayne in the industry, and I feel like, you know, it's like a good enough performance that they want to get him in somewhere.
It's his scene at the end. There's a scene at the end that is probably his role. Yeah.
The Judd Hirsch thing, though, I think Judd Hirsch is great in the movie. I also think he's really over the top. And it's such a short scene. He's in the movie for like a couple minutes, I feel like. So I can't see him getting in here.
Gotcha. I agree with Judd Hirsch again. Dude, the thing about Eddie Redmayne is take opinions out of it. He's getting nominated
everywhere.
Yeah. Like,
how can I not put him in? Yeah, I wouldn't have predicted it. Obviously, we didn't. You know, a couple months ago. So
that's how I feel about it. So Brad Pitt versus Eddie Redmayne.
Yes.
Brad Pitt versus Eddie Redmayne. I like it. Let's see how it goes. But I am curious. We moving on, guys. Best Supporting Actress.
Yes.
We're gonna start with me this time. My nominees for Best Supporting Actress, I have Carrie Condon in The Banshees of Inisherin, Angela Bassett, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Hong Chau is my number 4 for The Whale, and number 5, Stephanie Sue, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I had to do it. I had to put Stephanie Sue at number 5. I was teetering, Shawn. I was teetering between Dolly De Leon or Stephanie Sue for number 5. I was. And I had to go with Sue, dude. It's my bias here.
Yeah.
It's just my bias. Because I can see Dolly De Leon getting in here for number 5. Triangle of Sadness, we have it for a guaranteed screenplay nomination.
Mm-hmm.
And off the coattails of that, De Leon could come in running. But that's got to be it for me. It's got to be 2 Everything Everywhere girls in there, and Angela Bassett. Now that's one that we did not see coming when we were first making our predictions, and that is one that could possibly even win now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an interesting race. This Best Supporting Actress. I feel like this category is always so interesting every year. This is the one that's like, we never know, like, who's going to win, who's going to get nominated. There's so many good performances. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Either of the actress awards are always my favorite.
Yeah.
Always. They're so good every year. Shawn, let's go to you.
Number 1 is Angela Bassett.
Ooh.
The momentum, this woman, I mean, and like I said, she's incredible. She's been around forever. She has so much clout in the industry. Do I think it's her best performance? No, but I just see it happening right now. Carrie Condon, number 2. Jamie Lee Curtis, 3. Stephanie Shu, 4. And Dolly De Leon, 5.
No Hong Chau for The Whale. No Whale love. Really? Okay.
Yeah, so Dolly De Leon, if I think about Triangle of Sadness, she's the one thing I think about besides that puking scene. Dolly De Leon is the one thing that just shines brightly about that film. I think she's really good in the movie. And I think if Triangle of Sadness gets in for screenplay, I feel like they're going to sneak in something else. And this is the one. I think she's going to sneak in Dolly De Leon. I see it.
Oh man, it's possible, and there's a lot of love for Dolly De Leon, dude. When we were mentioning, I think it was Golden Globe nominations, and she made it in. So many people commented on that videos talking about keep your eye out for Dolly De Leon.
Yeah,
she is an underdog. She's gonna come rising up the ranks. I would not be angry if Hong Chau leaves and Dolly De Leon makes it in Oscar morning. You will not see an angry Jonathan. You won't. My only issue is that I feel right now the Whale is on this resurgence that is, frankly, very surprising. I had it completely off the Best Picture. Brendan Fraser almost losing the Oscars to somebody else. And out of nowhere, the movie made so much money because compared to its budget, it is a box office success. People are now, they've been campaigning their butt off more than before. And now it's on everybody's word of mouth. People that aren't even into the Oscars know about the Whale. And I see that resurgence getting Hong Chau in. That's why I have her in.
You know, and I would love if Hong Chau got in because I think Hong Chau is phenomenal in the movie. The only reason Hong Chau's not there, it's because of my bias, because I want Stephanie Hsu to get in.
I feel you. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, Stephanie Hsu is the one that is our bias picks.
Yeah, I don't have the heart to leave her out because I just want to put that good faith in the air, and then on Tuesday she pops up there.
That's funny. That is funny because if she doesn't make it in, I want Dolly, and if she doesn't make it in, you want Hong Chau. That's funny. I like that. Dan, what about you?
Okay, so I have someone that you guys don't have, and then I don't have someone that you guys both have. Alright, so one is Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. 2 is Carrie Condon for the Banshees of Inisherin. 3 is Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. 4 is Hong Chau for The Whale. And 5 is Jessie Buckley for Women Talking.
Ooh, Dan is still on the Women Talking train. Dan is full steam ahead. Dan, why do you have Jessie Buckley still here?
I know. I don't know. I still, even though she's actually not even my favorite performance in the film, because the character is a little annoying and not nice. But I don't know. Out of all the people of that film, and I still think that one person should at least get in for that film. So I just wanted to put her in the number 5. Even though I do agree with you both that Jamie Lee Curtis is probably going to get in higher than that. But I just don't want Jamie Lee Curtis to be in here because her performance is not that good in that movie.
I think it's memorable. I don't know if it's a great performance, but it's a memorable performance.
Maybe that's what people love about it, but I didn't think. I don't know. It's good. I just don't think it's good.
Dan, I really don't think that majority of people are putting her in because they love her in the performance. What I mean is like her performance is amazing. I think it's because she was campaigning herself.
Yeah.
Very strongly since last year. And she even straight up was telling people, I want to be in this awards race, guys. So go ahead and please put me in. And people took it to heart and they're putting her in. And that's why I think she's getting in, Dan. I do. And I think Jessie Buckley ain't making it, dude. I really think that Woman Talking love has been diminishing, especially when it comes to the actresses.
Yeah. I think our conversation about the Women Talking girls canceling each other out, just like the Fableman boys or the Banshees boys, which obviously we changed our minds on that. But I do see the Women Talking girls canceling each other out and neither of them getting in this case.
Yeah.
I think also with 1 and 2, Angela Bassett and Carrie Condon, we both have him in 1 and 2. I think that Carrie Condon is getting BAFTA. And if Carrie Condon gets BAFTA, I think we are back at a good race, at a good competition with Bassett and with Condon. Even acting-wise, Chadwick Boseman, a couple years back, demolishing the awards race for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Anthony Hopkins got BAFTA and then got Oscar.
Yeah.
If Carrie Condon gets BAFTA, I'm still going to leave Condon as number 1.
Carrie Condon needs a win somewhere.
And if it's BAFTA out of all places, that's a strong win.
100%. Yeah, so she just needs to win somewhere because Angela's just like full steam ahead right now.
She's getting
that could
SAG.
obviously change.
She's getting SAG.
Yeah.
Angela Bassett's getting SAG. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's get into the leading awards. We're getting into our predictions for Best Leading Actor. Shawn, we are starting with you.
This one's been all over the place with me. I've been changing this like every day, I feel like. Number 1, Brendan Fraser. Back to the top again. Number 2, Austin Butler. Number 3, Colin Farrell. Number 4, Bill Nighy. And number 5, Tom Cruise.
Wow. Wow. Shawn, I never thought I would hear those words come out of your mouth. Bill Nighy and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You scalded us, Shawn.
I know.
In November when we said Bill Nighy and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about scolded, but sure.
He cursed me in the chat, everybody. No, he didn't. He didn't scold us. But you didn't have it on yours.
No.
What changed?
Definitely not.
With
Things
Cruise
have changed,
especially.
Obviously.
Cruise especially. What changed?
Just Hugh Jackman, I just don't see happening. I'd like to see Jeremy Pope in here, but I don't think that that's happening. And just looking through all of the people, I think I did have Paul Mescal a couple months back, and I don't think that that's happening. So I just went with Tom Cruise. The love for Top Gun is so strong.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
That's an understatement. I see it, and many people see it too, but a lot of people don't, because Tom Cruise, some people say, doesn't deserve to get an Academy Award for just playing Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick.
And that is a fair assessment.
Yes. It's just that love for Top Gun Maverick that could get it. It could get it there. What about you, Dan? Let's look at your list.
Okay. Mine, number 1 is Austin Butler for Elvis. 2 is Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin. 3 is Brendan Fraser for The Whale. 4, Bill Nighy for Living. And 5, Tom Cruise for Top Gun.
Oh my God, you got Butler winning.
Yeah.
Wow. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. But talk me through that.
He's just been winning so many awards and getting so many love and getting so many, all the nominations, obviously. But, and it's just, I feel like The Whale, it's getting back up there, like you said. But it was dying for a little bit, and then when it's getting the love again. And I don't know.
What do you feel about the argument of Lisa Marie Presley just passed away? And that could help it go up for Austin Butler. Because voters, like I said before, there's 10,000 voters in the Academy. You're telling me not one person is going to vote just because Lisa Marie Presley died?
Oh, it could definitely happen.
Of course.
I feel like Austin Butler has done a very interesting thing here, because every time I look, there is an article about Austin Butler doing the Elvis voice and continuing to do it. And it's like everywhere, online, like on TikTok. Like he is, because of this weird thing that he's been doing, he's continuously in the conversation, and he hasn't gotten out of people's heads. People still think of Austin Butler as Elvis, so he's on people's minds. And I can't see that not helping him, when the voting comes around. He's
becoming Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
Even in media, he's becoming the new Elvis. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And then the rest of yours, Dan, pretty spot on. Shawn, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to put up your list and change your name to my name.
Why?
We have the same exact list.
Really?
Number 1, I have Brendan Fraser. Number 1. I think this time he's actually taking it though.
Yeah,
I think he is. 2, I have Austin Butler. You had Austin Butler at 2, right? 3, Farrell. 4 Bill Nye, and number 5 is Tom Cruise.
Wow.
We have the
So
exact.
none of us have Paul Mescal.
I had Paul Mescal until yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I did. I had him for the longest. But then I was thinking to myself, here's my rationale, right? Let me explain my rationale to you real quick. I have living in, and I don't have living anywhere else.
Yeah.
Do I really want to do that with After Sun? Do I think it's possible that these two just random nominations with no coattailing are going to get in? Because I could see at least one, and that's called living. I could see one category where living makes it in without a coattail, and that's Bill Nye. But I really don't see this small A24 film making it in by itself, just with Paul Mescal, no matter how strong his performance is here.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I think After Sun, even though it has been getting a little bit of love here and there, I just don't see the momentum for it. Even though it's a great performance, I don't see it happening.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
I just
hope.
Jeremy Pope, good. If you continue on that, Dan, continue on that with Jeremy Pope.
Like Shawn said, he would have been another one that I wouldn't have minded seeing in here because he was really good. Paul Mescal was really good, and they're both A24 films. But yeah, I don't see them, like John said. I don't see them getting in there.
I don't either. And I think I would have put Pope over Mescal. Thinking about it now.
Yeah,
Thinking about it now.
I love Jeremy Pope in the movie. I think he gives it his all, and it's such a breakthrough performance for him. But I just don't see the momentum for either of those films. I think A24 has a lot of movies that they're trying to campaign right now. You know what I mean? So I think if anything gets in, they're going to really just try to push Brendan Fraser, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. To end it here, I think After Sun needed that screenplay nomination for me to get Mescal in.
Yeah.
But it's not getting it. Triangle of Sadness is getting it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty satisfied. I mean, with this category, let's move on to my favorite. Lead actress. Wait, who's starting here? Dan, right?
Yeah.
Dan. Let's get it, Dan.
All right. So number 1, Cate Blanchett for Tar. 2, Daniel Deadwyler for Till. 3, Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. 4, Margot Robbie for Babylon. And 5, Ana de Armas for Blonde.
You have a list there, my friend. You have a
Went on a roller coaster ride right there.
I love it, Dan. You are making this predictions video fun. You have Ana de Armas and Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Margot Robbie.
Michelle Williams. Your girl, the favorite actress of the year. I'm just kidding.
No, I just took her off because she's not getting as much steam, I feel, as
you're right.
And even Margot Robbie, I could see not. I don't know if she's going to be on here. Ana de Armas though has been getting the steam, and even though the movie's not good, and but her performance is really good, so that's why I just added her. I think this morning. So yeah, and I still think Daniel Deadwyler is really good. Cate Blanchett though, I think.
It's like undeniable.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I feel you when it comes to Ana de Armas, because she is almost the Eddie Redmayne of the actress category.
Yeah.
We thought she was just that lone Golden Globes nomination, and then she kept making it for critics. She's in SAG.
Yeah,
SAG.
She's like Eddie Redmayne. Like, whoa, where did you come from? I thought that movie died off a long time ago.
Yeah, but she's in. But she's in. Are you more confident in? Well, I guess because of your ranking. Are you more confident in Armas or Robbie? Which one?
I don't know why I haven't. I should have switched it, but Armas, I think I'm more confident.
Oh, okay. So Margot is at your number 5.
Margot should be. Yeah, I had.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I love that list. That is such that's a list, Dan. No Michelle Williams. Wow. Let's get into mine.
Okay.
So we can kind of unpack this. My 5, I have Cate Blanchett. I have Michelle Yeoh at 2. I have Danielle Deadwyler at 3. At 4, I have Michelle Williams. And at 5, Viola Davis for The Woman King.
Oh.
Viola Davis for The Woman King. Also nominated for a SAG, if I'm not mistaken. Nominated for other awards. And while Ana de Armas is on that same trajectory as Viola Davis is in one of the most beloved films of 2022. A film that people have been predicting for director. A film that people have predicted for screenplay, and some even for Best Picture. I see, if neither of that comes to fruition, and a Best Actress nomination for Viola Davis for those reasons alone. And the reason why I don't see it for Armas is because as good as she was in Blonde, talk about how Babylon was divisive.
Yeah.
Blonde is one-sided and in the bad side. And I think that's why Oscar-wise, we won't see Armas, in my opinion. And then Margot, I had Margot. Margot was my number 5 for such a long time. I honestly think there's no denying that she was the best thing of Babylon, was Margot Robbie. Great performance. But it's still Babylon.
Yeah.
No matter how many craft categories I have Babylon in, I don't see it. I want to see it, but I don't see it. I think it's Viola. Am I crazy, Shawn?
No, because we have the same 5.
Oh, Shawn, go with your 5, boy. Go with your 5.
Kate Blanchett, Michelle Yeoh, Daniel Deadweiler, Viola Davis, and then Michelle Williams. I think Michelle's losing a bit of steam, but I still see her getting in. But I also see Dan's point of view. Anna's been getting in everywhere. And also, Margot is that kind of like dark horse in this race. But she's so beloved by everybody, there is a huge chance people forget about their opinions on Babylon and just remember what a great performance it was.
God. Yeah, you're right. I am confident in saying that number 5 slot is going to one of the 3 that we have nominated. It is going to either Margot, Anna, or Viola.
Yeah.
Right? Can we agree?
I mean, honestly, I would say Michelle Williams could be out too.
You're right. I don't know what to think. Give us another week, Oscars, please.
I know.
You're right, dude. Williams didn't even get SAG, correct?
No.
I know. Did she get into BAFTAs? Was that the one? No.
Wait. Oh my goodness. Michelle Williams did not get into BAFTA, and she also did not get into SAG.
So that to me shows that there's a great possibility that Robbie or Ana de Armas gets in over Michelle Williams.
But I don't know. It's Fabelmans.
I know, but it's also Michelle Williams who always seems to get the short end of the stick.
I'm going to leave it, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it, but we'll see. Dan could totally prove us wrong.
Can you imagine Dan gets it right, his crazy list? But I see it happening.
I do too.
Guys, let's get into our penultimate category. Predictions for Best Director. We are starting with me. And my predictions for Best Director goes as follows. At number 1, we have Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. Number 2, The Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Martin McDonagh, The Banshees of Inisherin. Todd Field, Tar. And going back to October, baby, because at number 5, I have Edward Berger for All Quiet on the Western Front, especially after that BAFTA nomination. I was leaving my number 5 for BAFTA. Whoever BAFTA nominates, Jonathan, you got to nominate. And I said to myself, yes, I will nominate Edward Berger then. Even though Park Chan-wook did make it for BAFTA.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like he's making it much anywhere else in the Oscars. Decision to Leave is going to stay an international film.
Yeah.
And Edward Berger and All Quiet on the Western Front, I believe, will be the most nominated film of this year's ceremony. And it's also going to get director, in my opinion. Number 5, Edward Berger. Listen, I like most everyone else, I would love to put Sarah Polly in. Gina Prince Bythewood, I think is her name, from The Woman King. Or Maria Schrader for She Said. Right? These are great feats of direction. And it's nothing against the feats of direction. It just seems that the way things are going is that we're going to get an all-male lineup. That's it. It's not personal. It's not personal. So that's my 5. That's how I see my 5.
All great points, John. My number 1 is Daniels. My number 2 is Steven Spielberg. My number 3 is Todd Field. My number 4 is Martin McDonagh. And my number 5 is James Cameron.
Oh, wow. James Cameron makes it in.
I just feel like James Cameron did so many interviews. I have not seen that man for years, and then all of a sudden I see him everywhere. I cannot get away from James Cameron. So he's just in the consciousness right now, and I think what he did with Avatar is, it's another incredible feat of filmmaking, and I can't deny that. So I'm sticking with James Cameron, though your choice of Edward Berger is definitely a huge possibility.
Dude, James Cameron isn't bad. My thing about James Cameron is more about, for the longest time, even longer than the consecutive years that we've gotten a woman in for director, even longer than that, we've gotten a director in for international feature. And we talk about the well resurging. Dude, I thought for a second that All Quiet on the Western Front was dead back in November. For a second.
I remember that, yeah.
And the moment I said that, it launched to the moon and more.
Yeah, especially with BAFTAs, man. The BAFTAs they loved it.
Exactly. And that's why I got Berger in. But if we were in a world where the Oscars were hit or miss with international director, then yeah, sure, maybe I would even put Sarah Polly in. But because they've been so consecutive about it, I know that doesn't make sense, but because they've been so consecutive about it, Edward Berger for me. James Cameron makes sense. And Avatar seems to be getting a lot of craft nominations.
Visual effects seems to be the one
Given.
It's a shoe-in for that. You know who I'd love to see here, though, is Charlotte Wells for Aftersun.
Yeah.
Like, Charlotte Wells, even over what Pauly did for Women Talking, Charlotte Wells deserves to be in this talk. But like I said, I don't think it's going to happen.
It's the size of the film, unfortunately. Yeah. The talk isn't there for Charlotte Wells and Aftersun. It is amongst film fans and film Twitter, but unfortunately, film Twitter isn't as big as actual Twitter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's why I don't see it. And if she made it in, I would have predicted Mescal for actor if I predicted her for director. But good observation there, Shawn. Dan. Let's go to you.
All right. My number 1 is Daniels for Everything Ever All at Once. My number 2 is Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. 3 is Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. 4, Todd Field for Tar. And 5, James Cameron for Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh my God! I'm the only one predicting burger here. I got the menu on the mind. I want a burger. No way. You guys are so aligned here with Daniels at number 1. Guys, I love the Daniels. They are my number 1 direction of the year. I voted for them for the Rubber Duckies for Best Director.
Yeah.
They are critics' darlings, though.
Here's my thing. If what I think is going to win Best Picture, I think the Daniels need to be somewhere else. And because I think Martin McDonagh has it in the bag pretty much for Banshees, not necessarily, but I just feel like the Daniels need to win somewhere. And Best Director, let's give it to him. Steven Spielberg got his little speech at the Golden Globes. He got to talk about his, growing up and, this is the movie I've been waiting all my life to make and this and that. He got to say his part. Now it's time for the Daniels to do it.
We got to see what Directors Guild goes for here.
Yeah.
We do. Shawn, looking at your list, you went for Banshees for screenplay. So I don't know what your best picture is, but so you're going to give it to the Daniels here. Okay. All right. I'm already giving it to the Daniels for screenplay, in my opinion.
Fair.
So that's why I'm giving it to Spielberg here. They're critics' darlings.
Mm-hmm.
Would I love for the industry to love them as much as the critics have? Yes, I do. So badly. But Steven Spielberg, the industry, he made the industry. He's the Citizen Kane of Hollywood.
Yeah. And your point is not wrong. I think that usually with director, they go with the more like substantiated director, the one who has more history. Whereas with screenplay, they do like to give it more to maybe the underdogs, like with Emerald Fennell with Promising Young Woman, or Florian Zeller for The Father. I think they like to go with the more critics picks with screenplay and then give the director to someone that's been around for a while.
Cameron or Berger? Ooh, Tuesday's gonna be feisty.
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited to react with you guys on Tuesday.
Me too.
Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about director then. Let's end this out, guys, with a bang. It is time for Best Picture, baby. We are starting with Shawn.
My number one, and I can't let it go. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once. It has to win or I'll cry. Number 2 is The Banshees. Number 3 is Top Gun Maverick. Number 4, I have Tar. 5 is The Fabelmans. 6 is Elvis. 7 is All Quiet on the Western Front. 8 is Avatar. 9 is Babylon. And 10 is Women Talking.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I just think Women Talking, I don't know if it's happening. But if we're saying it's winning screenplay, if it doesn't even get in for the picture, that doesn't make any sense. So I feel like it has to get in there. But I do feel like even Avatar, honestly. Avatar, Babylon, and Women Talking, I feel like all 3 of those could leave in a world and other movies can get in.
Man, I'll be honest, I don't see Fabelmans that low. I still see Fabelmans as a top 3 contender here, Shawn. And I know it's been dying. Yeah, I know it's been dying and everything.
Got a surge from Golden Globes, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever. That's not even why. I still think just that whole like Steven Spielberg, 75 years, it's about his life type narrative that still has it up there, cemented as in the top 3 somewhere. And I still see it there. I really don't see it that low. I don't think it's died that much in my opinion. Though I love that you have Top Gun so high. I love that movie. Mm-hmm. Top Gun is a top 5, top 4.
Yeah, I genuinely feel like my top 7, they're all getting in. Like I don't see a world where any of those don't get in anymore. The bottom 3 are the 3 that I think could go. The Whale could pop in there somewhere. Triangle of Sadness could even show up. So
I would say that all of us have the same 8. I think all of us have the same 8, and maybe 9 and 10 maybe where we may differ a little bit with picture. We were even talking before we aired that picture is becoming the hardest one to predict almost.
There's so many good picks. I feel like I still don't even know if everything's gonna win. Like I could see the top 5 winning.
I know.
Usually I just feel like there's more clear winners. This year, I think the only clear winner out of all of these awards is genuinely Ke Huy Quan. I think that's the only clear winner that we have going forward right now.
Yeah. God, dude, I'm thinking about my 10 right now. And I really don't know.
I want to hear Dan's picks.
Yeah.
All right. 1 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. 2 is The Banshees of Inisherin. 3, Top Gun Maverick. 4, The Fablemans. 5, Tar. 6, Elvis. 7, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Wow.
8, Avatar: The Way of Water. 9, Women Talking. And 10, The Whale.
Oh, Dan out here.
Oh.
Dan pitching out here some curveballs.
I love it.
It was almost Babylon. I wanted to have Babylon somewhere in there, but I don't know.
Okay, so why isn't Babylon on there? Why The Whale?
And maybe I'm thinking about more precursor, like in the beginning of this race, The Whale was more prevalent, I think. And then, but I don't know. I just want to include The Whale in there, to be honest.
I do think Babylon and The Whale are both divisive.
Mhm.
I think The Whale a little bit less, but they're both divisive films, whereas all the rest of our picks are universally loved.
Yeah.
I really think the number 10 spot is God. What is the number 10 spot? It's The Whale, Babylon, Women Talking. It is those 3 films that are fighting to make it into Best Picture.
You don't see Triangle of Sadness getting in any world?
That is my number 4. Like out of the 3 I just mentioned, that would be the number 4.
Yeah.
That the 4th that I would have mentioned, just because of that screenplay win. And if Dolly makes it in, that's also good too. We talked about Stephanie Hsu being our bias pick. That's also a bias pick. I do not like Triangle of Sadness. No. I don't. And it could get every single award nomination, and I wouldn't put it in just because I dislike that movie so much. I don't even want to put it out there. I don't like that movie. I really don't, Shawn, and I don't want to see it in for Best Picture. I don't think it's Best Picture worthy. I really don't. I don't want to see it.
I liked it more than you guys. I'm surprised. But
so you would put it in a Best Picture 10?
No. Maybe it would be like you said. Maybe it'd be like you said. Like if I kept naming a few, I would probably.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, it wouldn't have been my next. Babylon would have been my next one to get it.
Okay, all right. So let's God, dude, what am I going for here? I really don't know. Guys, let's go with the 8 that I said we all agree on. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Banshees of Inisherin. Number 3, I have Fablemans. Top Gun Maverick. Elvis. Tar. All Quiet on the Western Front. And Avatar: The Way of Water. We all agreed on those 8. We may have them in different places, but we agree.
Yep.
9 and 10 is the harder ones. I think 9, I am going to just put Jonathan's stamp of approval. I think it's going to The Whale.
Okay.
I think The Whale's making it in. I don't want to repeat myself, but that resurgence, that is why.
Yeah.
And it's a big resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger than Independence Day resurgence. The Whale, I think it's making it. And with The Whale making it, with Hong Chow making it in my predictions, and Brendan Fraser making it in my predictions, and it also getting screenplay, I with those 4 above the line nominations, I see Fraser winning. Not only being nominated, but winning. And I think he needs at least 3 of the 4. I think this is definitely one of them, but it's low. 10, dude, that's hard, bro. It's empty right now for me. If I show you my Gold Derby, it is empty.
Oh, no.
It's between Babylon and Women Talking for me. That is my number 10. And if Women Talking is winning Best Adapted Screenplay, how can I not
Exactly
put it in for number 10? Oh, and I do have it in for Best. And I'll put in Women Talking. I'll put in Women Talking. Babylon's out.
So I'm the one that liked Babylon the least, and I have it in.
It's if I had The Whale winning for Best Adapted Screenplay, which I don't, but I can see a world where it does. Women Talking wins in my Gold Derby. How can I not have it for Best Picture?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm starting to think about it too. It's like if Brendan Fraser wins for The Whale, which I do have him, like how could I not put The Whale in? But it's I think it could be the case of like Meryl Streep winning for the Iron Lady, and then nothing else. So it has happened before.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to stick with Babylon being nominated. I feel like there are just enough people out there that love Babylon, like Jonathan, and I think that that love from a certain sector could get it in.
Do you not have The Whale at all, Sean?
I do not know.
Ooh, so you don't see a world where The Whale gets in on
Oh, I
Tuesday?
definitely do see a world. I just with having to pick the 10, I'm sticking with Women Talking in Babylon.
Ooh. Wow. I love this. I love this,
interesting.
though. It's very interesting. The Whale, Babylon, and Women Talking. Dan, you have Women Talking?
Yep, and 9. Yeah.
So we all have Women Talking.
Yeah,
So it's a fight between The Whale and Babylon.
Babylon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Watch
gonna be
Triangle of Sadness get in though.
nice. If Triangle of Sadness makes it in, I might not make it on Tuesday.
Might keel over and die.
Yeah, you'll see the thumbnail just has Sean and Dan. I'm not making it. I'm not making it.
So the second annual Rubber Duckies Film and Television Awards are going to be on February 19th, but voting ends on February 5th. So make sure you go in there. The link will be down below. Vote for your favorites of the year. We want to get as many votes as possible because we want this to kind of exemplify what our YouTube community and our friends, our family, what everyone thinks about movies from the last year and TV.
So share as well. Share with
Yes.
everyone.
It has been fun, and we will see you soon.
This is looking to be a tight one, folks.